extradition matters. It would occur to you in my submission that the main suspect in respect of the concluded SML investigations is the former finance minister, or a former finance minister, Kenneth Nanayao Ofori. We recall that in February, the OSP declared him a fugitive from justice and placed him on our list of wanted persons. The OSP drew a lot of flack that we were going after a very sick person. But our intel told us, and we very well knew, and we kept insisting and telling Ghanaians, that he just did not want to come into the country voluntarily to answer to these charges. We did not relent, even in the face of the negativity. We went ahead. When we relaxed, placing him on the list of wanted persons on representations that he may show up at a certain time, some members of the public took it as weakness in us. Although what we were doing was that if a person says that they are so ill that they cannot show up, you grant them that regard for them to heal before they come in. But on his own stated date, he failed to show up, whereupon we placed him back on the list of wanted persons. Then we drew more negative flack that we were talking too much. But all that time, we knew exactly what we were doing because our intelligence was solid, that this person just didn't want to come to the country voluntarily. By March of 2025, we had collected all the evidence that we needed to aid in the prosecution of this matter. However, two things were outstanding. One, we needed official verification of a lot of the items that we had intercepted, especially in respect of communication. And this required the input of our major foreign partners. Indeed, the packet arrived on Monday in validation of what we had way back in March. Then, early June, I think it was 10 June, we carried out further searches and seizures at two offices of SML, one in Accra in Osu and one in Tema. And there we retrieved computer servers and hard drives that had to be subjected to forensic examination. This work is not done overnight. And it is upon this reason that we informed the Attorney General when we kick-started the extradition process that the dockets had not been bound up yet because we were waiting for something. At the OSP, we do not talk lightly. We knew what we were waiting for, and we have them fully now. We have uncovered all that is contained on the computer servers and the hard drives. And now on Monday, with the gracious assistance of our major foreign partner, we have the validation of the evidence that we had way back in March 2013. So, on 2nd June 2020, we triggered the extradition request because by March, as we said, we had all the evidence we needed. We only needed official validation of them. And that is why we triggered the extradition request on 2nd June 2020 through the Chief of Staff. The past few weeks, we are once again drawing negative flack that we who put him on our list of wanted persons, that the OSP that declared him wanted, that the OSP that declared him a fugitive from justice, that the OSP that went to Interpol in record time of 48 hours and placed him on Interpol's red notice, we were stalling the case and that we were wasting time. But once again, as I said, we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were waiting for. And last week, when the Attorney General addressed the media, he said something very poignant. He said, these financial investigations require time and patience. And we ask, give us that regard of time and patience, we will deliver the results we wanted, like this. And as I said, before the expiration of November 2025, we will charge all these persons that I listed before the criminal courts. We will not stultify our own investigations. We will not delay our own investigations. We would do it right. We will be patient. We will be meticulous. We would have all the expertise in the world examine all, because we only have one shot at these criminal cases. We cannot go back, forth with it. And so, I announce to you, as we did by way of our press statement last week, that we are in full collaboration with the Attorney General's department. We cannot work against each other. We are working for the same cause, which is the cause of the Republic of Ghana. And we cannot be at loggerheads. We cannot be in dispute. Sometimes, personalities and how one wants to do something may clash a bit, but that should not be taken as dispute or disagreement. Many of you do not know my relationship with the Attorney General. He is like a big brother to me. He taught me at Legon, and he also was part of my training. Indeed, we formed a firm together. And indeed, I was like his foreman even when he was putting up his first building in Accra. This is our relationship. The relationship is such that because he trained me and he taught me, I have a bit of him in me. He doesn't have a bit of me in him. And so sometimes my display of his bit in me stirs him up a bit. But at the end of the day, just as we were doing in private practice, we will bicker at home. But our product, when we finally churn it out, will be most robust and most fruitful. And this is our promise to Ghana, that we are working together. We cannot but work together. And we are going to work together in full collaboration, see to the end of this matter. Semu asembisa eye. Muni asembisa so eye pa was my bread. I knew he would go, because today Elton is not here, so he will go.
Thank you very much. My name is Mahama. I work with you, yes, you've taken time to assure all of us, and for that matter, the country, that you have a very beautiful working relationship with the Attorney General. Right. Now, as we heard and was widely circulated last week, there was a request that was made of your office relative to a docket. What we gather, maybe it's the use of semantics. Maybe if it had been an investigative report, the story would have been different. What do you say to that? And somebody just sent me a message to ask you that if Ken Ofori applies and obtains a U.S. citizenship, what becomes of your case against him?
Do you think I remember all this? Okay.
We are taking like 3 in a row.
Right, my name is Mawina with TV3. With respect to the investigations that the office has been undertaking with respect to Mr. Ken Ofori. I know that the SML is one of such investigations which the Office of the Special Prosecutor said it was engaged in. Does this mean the others have come to an end, if we can call it that, or these other investigations are running concurrently, even as you say that you're going to proceed and charge Ms. Ofori? With respect to the docket, the conversation was that it had not been submitted. You've just told us that the final piece of confirmation you were waiting for arrived on Monday. Does this mean that, is there a timeline with which you can give us that you're going to submit this docket now to the Attorney General, because there's quite a lot of interest with respect to that as well?
See, people are really interested in the docket, as it should be.
Thank you very much. My name is Ernest Bako from Business and Financial Times.
Ernest what?
Bako from Business and Financial Times. So I know you've done some cases in the past, most of them being plea bargain. So I want to find out, apart from Ofori, we have about 5 other people. They are currently in the country, I hope. And so will you continue? You made mention by end of November you file. Will you continue with these people's case, or you wait until you're able to bring Ken Ofori in? And will you also be doing plea bargain with these cases, or will see some people go behind bars? Thank you very much.
Sorry, I didn't get the last part. You sort of swallowed it.
I said I wanted to know if you will see these people going behind bars.
After plea bargain, you said something about them.
Or will we see them behind bars?
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. See, the first person who asked the question who got it right. It's really about semantics. Okay? See, extradition requires a lot of complex dealings. You know, why is it going through the Attorney General? It's because the Attorney General is the central authority when it comes to these things. In some matters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the central authority. So if the Attorney General wasn't the central authority and we could just go, we would have just gone. The Attorney General is not the only in the chain. When it goes through, it goes through our mission and it comes all the way back around to us because we initiated the process. It is unfortunate that there is talk about we have been asked for a docket and we have refused to give the docket and all. That is beside the point. That is not the issue at all. The issue is that you need to get it right the first time. You don't keep going back and forth. You need to get it right the first time. So when on 13th June, we responded to the Attorney General and we said that the docket is not yet boarded up. We meant exactly that. Now, someone asked about timelines and all. That's not how we do these sensitive cases to give timelines in the public domain, especially as the final decision will not be taken by the OSP. The final decision will not be taken by the Attorney General. The final decision will be taken by whichever foreign jurisdiction in which he is. U.S. citizenship. If he applies and obtains U.S. citizenship, we have been giving Ghanaians to the U.S. on extradition requests. And they will also be nice to give us U.S. citizens upon request. So the citizenship status does not prevent extradition. Only that when a person is a citizen of another country, it is more difficult to extradite the person to a foreign country. But we'll still move on with the processes and ensure that Ghanaians become less restive and appreciative of the issues and the work we are doing with the Attorney General. Wait or continue. We are not waiting for anyone. I said we are filing our charges, and Director of Prosecutions has promised me, because I'm expecting his charges tomorrow. And then I'll review. It takes a while, because when it goes from the investigative setup to and the asset recovery setup to me, then to him. Now the baton is with him now. He is anchoring on the third link, and he will finally give it to me tomorrow. And then we'll file. So see, I said before the end of November, we will file. We are not waiting for anyone. Persons can be tried in absentia. You've seen it before. You can be sentenced in absentia. Anytime we find you in the jurisdiction, we can then proceed to apply the processes based on how it ended. Plea bargain, or see them behind bars. And so on. See, the OSP legal regime is set up to give the special prosecutor a lot of discretion when it comes to what happens to cases. That discretion is based on tabulated legal principles of what the special prosecutor should consider in respect of whether the case should go a full trial or whether it should go by way of plea bargain. But the OSP does not suggest plea bargain to accused persons. That's not what we do. You suggest, so oftentimes their lawyers will write to us that they would want to go by way of plea bargain. They will then come and meet my team. They will discuss at length. And then when the matter is placed before me, I would go through what the law says and what they've brought by way of proposal to see if, in this case, it requires that we go to a full trial or it requires that we go by way of plea bargain. Now, if someone, for instance, in the other case where someone was supposed to have pocketed 35,000 cedis and the person comes for a plea bargain, did I want to see someone who pocketed 35,000 go to jail for, let's say, 5 or 8 years, when the person had offered something in the region of 200,000 that we can take and give to the state? The discretion by the law, I was way too happy to get 200,000 instead of 35,000 cedis for the Republic. I think the Republic benefited a lot from that case by way of that amount.